Hey guys, welcome back to the Rabbitat Homestead. My name's Ashley. Well, tonight it is going to be in the negative temperatures, below zero. I'm not sure how low it's supposed to get, but I've seen -10 and even more than that. So I wanted to come out here tonight and just make sure that the rabbits are going to be all set. Like I've said before, they do really well in winter weather. But I wanted to come out, make sure that their nesting boxes have plenty of material inside of them. Like I've mentioned before, I give all of my breeders in the winter their own nesting boxes. They do not soil them. But my grow outs, I usually don't give them a nesting box, but because this litter's been so small and all of them can fit inside of one nest box, I've gone ahead and let them keep it just because of how cold it's been and because we've had a predator hanging out underneath of our rabbit hutches at night. So I'm just going to make sure it has plenty of wood shavings at the bottom and make sure that they're comfortable, because grow outs will soil their nest box. So that's why usually they don't have one, especially after you've weaned them. But with the cold temperatures, I go ahead and let them have one. So I'm going to make sure that their nest box is clean. I'm going to put some fresh bedding in there so they'll be all set tonight, and give them plenty of food, water, and I made tea for my rabbits. I haven't been doing it very long. It's kind of something I've been experimenting with. I don't steep it or anything. I just take a 1-gallon jug, old milk jug, fill it up with water, put a tea bag in there, and let it sit for a day or so. And then the water turns a different color because of the tea. So I'm going to go ahead and give them some red clover tea. This isn't something that you want to do all the time. It's just a treat. Rabbit stomachs are very sensitive, so you have to be very careful with what you give them. But just as a little treat, a little something, a little extra nutrition, I'm going to give them a little bit of red clover tea. I'm not going to give it to my pregnant doe. I do have a doe that's going to be having babies in a couple weeks. And I'm also not going to give it to my doe Lucky, who is nursing. And that's just because I want to be careful, because she's nursing and with a pregnant doe. I don't want to change their diet up too much while they're pregnant. The last thing I need is for the doe to be uncomfortable or have stomach issues or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead, check their nest boxes, make sure that they're all set, because they have a cold night coming. Another thing that I thought I would mention is when you first start raising rabbits, this was the case for me personally. When you live in a cold climate like New Hampshire, it's hard not to worry about your rabbits or any livestock that you have. When we first started doing this, I was really worried about my rabbits freezing at night. But over the years, I've learned that they do really well in the winter, and a lot better in the winter than they do in the summertime. They're practically wearing a winter coat all year around. So just keep that in mind. Also, I have raised litters in below zero temperatures before. I currently have a litter right now that is 2 or 3 weeks old now, and I'm going to leave them outside. I've done it in the past and they've always done well. The only thing you really have to worry about is one ending up out on the wire, but that's only in the really early stages. With the age that my baby kits are at now, I don't have to worry about it because I already gave them the nesting box with the lower opening, so they can get in and out very easily. There's no chance of them not being able to get back into the nest box, so I don't have to worry about that. So in the past, when I have had a brand new litter of baby rabbits and I've needed to check on them and the temperatures are very low, I'll bring them inside for less than 10 minutes. I won't bring them in for very long. And that's just because you don't want them to get inside, get extremely warm and comfortable and kind of adapt to that warmer, to the warmer air inside of your house. You want to get them back outside. That way it's not a shock to them. It doesn't shock their bodies. And the same for your breeders as well. You might want to bring in your breeder just to spoil them for a night. But my personal opinion, and you may not agree, and that's fine, but I leave them outside. I treat them, you know, they are domesticated rabbits, but they're raised outside, and I think it's better for them overall just to stay outside and adapt to the climate that they live in. Because once you bring them in, you just make it harder for them when you take them back outside. All right, so my buck Earl loves clovers, red clovers in the summer. So he always loves it when I give him this. As you can see, the water's quite yellow from the tea. So I've been banging these out and they come out all right. What do you think, Arlo? Okay, and Stormy's pregnant, so I'm not gonna give her any. I will give her regular water. All right, so I'm gonna check Earl's nesting box real quick. There. That's just enough shavings. I don't give him a whole lot. It was all crammed in the back there, so I just spread it out a little, and as you can see, it's completely dry. All right, so here's his pinch of hay. He has plenty of food, and he's all set for the night. And same with Arlo. Plenty of hay, and he's all set as well. Perfectly clean nest box. Good night, Arlo. And Stormy. She needs more food and some hay. Hi, Stormy. Perfectly dry nest box. And regular water for her since she's going to be having babies. It's starting to get dark out. But there they are. All right, well, the sun's starting to go down. It's starting to get dark. And we have a cold night ahead of us, but all the rabbits are all set. I checked on them, made sure they have everything they need. Like I said, they'll do just fine. This isn't their first night in -degree temperatures, so they'll be fine. But in case you're wondering what to do and how to handle temperatures like this, or if you live in a climate that doesn't get this cold and you still worry, just know there's colder climates and your rabbits will be just fine. All right, so it's the next day and I'm coming out for the first time to check on my rabbits this morning. It got down to -17 degrees last night. It was extremely cold and it was even a little cold in the house too, even with our wood stove running. So I'm coming out, I'm gonna check on all of my rabbits, my breeders, my does, and the small litter that I have. I have a small litter that's in with Lucky right now and they are a month old, so obviously they have all of their fur and they're pretty mobile, so I'm not too worried about them. I'd be way more concerned if I had a litter that was newly born, but luckily that's not the case, so I'm gonna go check on everybody, make sure they're all set, and make sure they have plenty of water. But like I've said before, these rabbits are pretty resilient. They do pretty well in the cold weather, so let's go check on them. There's Stormy. It looks like she made out okay. She's pregnant right now. There's Arlo. And Earl's doing okay. All right, so my bucks and my pregnant doe are doing good. Now let's check on the grow outs. So here you can see that we added a piece of plywood to the hutch to give them a little bit of a break from the wind. We usually do this every year. The winter was so mild this year though, we didn't end up doing it right away like we did last year. But we finally got it up, especially since we had -17 temperatures. And I think this helps them out a lot, keeping the wind off of them. So these are my grow outs, and they are 11 weeks old. Hey guys. As you can see, I added another nest box. So it's looking a little messy in here because I added another nest box, but I just wanted to be extra safe and make sure that they were going to be comfortable tonight. But I'm going to go ahead and take it out now. All right, I will be back to give you guys water. I'm going to go check on the rest of the rabbits. Yep. See what I mean with the grow outs? Grow outs are messy, which is why they don't get a nest box usually. Usually you take the nest box away as soon as you can, but just for the night. So I did the same thing over here. We put up some boards just to keep the wind off of them. But there's Lucky, looks like she's doing pretty good. Let's check on her babies real quick. I don't want to bring them out here, so I'm just gonna peek in here real quick. Looks like they're all doing really well. You did a good job, Mama. Look at her checking on him. She's such a good mom. Aw. She probably stayed there all night. All right, so as you can see, all the rabbits made it through the night. They all are doing really well. Like I've said, they thrive really well in cold temperatures. So one of the nice things about raising rabbits. But I'm gonna go through, you probably saw that all their waters are frozen. So I'm gonna go through and make sure that they all have fresh, warm water, give them food, hay, and make sure that they're all set. And then later today, I'll also come out and give them some more water. But as you just saw, they're doing great. It's -8 right now, so the temperature is coming up. Whew, my hands are freezing. But if I wear gloves, I have a really hard time getting the latches off the doors. Oh, look at that. And there's Arlo, my second buck, because I like to have 2 bucks. You don't need one, but I just like to have another one, just in case. And there's Stormy. There you go, Stormy. I just had to come in and take a break because my hands are so cold I can barely take it. I just gave 3 rabbits water and taken a break to warm up. All right, let's get this over with. So I'm going to take care of the rabbits and go inside and keep warm. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I really enjoy interacting and talking with you guys. But anyways, I'll see you in the next video, and God bless.